G'day there, my name's Dean Power and I do social commerce development for Community Engine. However, today I want to talk to you about a very cool tool. It's called Storify and it helps you curate content from around the web and then share it with others. So you can use Storify to collect web content from different sources, weave it together into a cohesive story, and then Storify makes it very, very easy for you to share. So why is curation of web content important, and how do we use it to position ourselves in our market or niche? So I've just done a very quick search for social commerce here, and you can see if I look at books, there's 2.9 million books, there's 20 million blog posts, there's 28,000 results for shopping for social commerce, which is a bit ironic. There's news that's bubbling up. There's hours and hours of video, 11 million videos that I could watch about social commerce. There's 200 million images, and in fact there's 34 million results. So there's lots of content. There's no shortage of content if I'm wanting to learn something about social commerce and implement that in my business. However, lots of information is not actually that helpful to me. I need to know what is the most relevant information to me and what is the information that I need to implement or act upon in order for me to receive an advantage in my business or in my life. So if you want to have impact and influence in your market, if you can simply curate, so take that massive information and just trim it down to the information that's important, and if you can add relevance and meaning. So if I'm looking for a particular type of solution, you say to me, Dean, you don't need to look at these 34 million pages on social commerce. You just need to know these three things. This is how to get started in social commerce. This is the fundamentals, and these are your first steps. Fantastic. So curating content is a great way for you to have impact and influence in your market by creating relevance and meaning for people who are looking for it. Back to Storify. So Storify, it's at storify.com. You can actually create a story without creating an account. So you can create story and you can get started straight away finding content on Twitter, on Facebook, YouTube, Flickr, Instagram. You can search for stuff on Google. You can link to websites. You can find content on websites, and you can sort of scrapbook it all together in a Storify story. However, what I'm going to suggest is that you do create an account. It's very, very simple. You can sign up with a Twitter or a Facebook credentials, or you can sign in with your email address and password, like a lot of services today. I've already created one using my Twitter account. I suggest that's a great way to do it, because when I've created my story, I can then immediately share it on Twitter. Storify is all about speed, and as you can see here, there's quite a few large media networks use Storify to share news that's happening really, really quickly. So it might be happening too quickly for it to make it onto the TV news or into the newspaper, but Storify allows you to share that information in an instant. For our Storify story today, our example, I want to make a Storify about a documentary that I saw called Connected. Now, switch to the iPad because there is an awesome Storify iPad app. So this is a great way, as many people use Storify, use their iPads at least, to do their content, catching up on content. And so we're going to have a look at the iPad app. But first, very quickly, Connected is a documentary that I saw at the Byron Bay Film Festival. It's a great uh, documentary, but it's also a great message for female entrepreneurs. Part of the thesis of the documentary is that we are experiencing an enormous amount of information, and it's women who are the best, who naturally go and collect and organise things into pattern, give them meaning. So very, very appropriate. So let's go to the Storify app on the iPad, and you can see I've started one here already. So as I said, I saw this movie at the Byron Bay Film Festival. So in the browser section, I've already found the Byron Bay Film Festival website. So I'm going to add that to my story. Let me see what else. I want to see. That's Facebook. I could add some of my Facebook photos there if I wanted to. Flickr. Let's see what's on Flickr. So go Byron Bay Film Festival and do a search. Now, can you see how this starts to get really, really interesting? This top image here is the film that won the Byron Bay Film Festival. I can have a bit of a. That's an image from the website, I seem to recall. All sorts of images, so I might. Oh yeah, here's one from the Films Festival, so I could just grab that and drag that across and drop that into my Storify. Where else might I find some information? I might have a look at Twitter. So let's see. Byron Bay Film Festival, nothing happening there. I know that their Twitter tag is Twitter handle at least is Byron Bay Film Fest, so I'll do a little search for there. Here they go, so I can drag in some Twitter content. Of course, we would want, and you can see it's pulled in the image from Twitter as well, which is very, very cool. So let's have another little search in YouTube. If we use Tiffany's name, that's probably a good way to find something. Here we go. So here's one of Tiffany's TED Talks. Some interviews that she's done. You can see we can collect all kinds of content from all sorts of different places. Now that is using the iPad app. Let's leave that for a moment. Lots of connectors there. Let's leave that for a moment and go back to the web version. So if we back over here, I can go back to my account on Storify, and you can see here's some stories that I've published earlier, and I'll click on drafts, and bang, here is the Storify that I've been working on. You can see here are the pieces of content that we added on the iPad, and now they're on my web page here. So let's just go. I'll open up another tab and go to connected documentary film. That looks good. Here's the website. Okay, there's some great content on here. Here's the trailer. So if I click on that, click on watch on YouTube, and Storify has a number of different browser extensions, so you can put a little bookmark here, so as you find content from around the web that's relevant, you can add it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the extension that I have for Chrome, and I'm going to whack this video in my Storify. I come back over here and click edit. so I can edit this particular story. Here is that video that I've just found. So I've put together an image from Flickr, a YouTube video, a website, another video. Let's just have a quick look on Twitter over here for connected the film. So you can see there's so much that I can do to find content. Imagine doing this for a conference where I could search the hashtag, or I could find content on Tumblr. I can find lots and lots of things. So that's looking pretty good for the example of this exercise. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and hit publish. So here is, as I told you, I can immediately publish my Storify to Twitter, and because I've used a couple of Twitter people in the making of the Storify, I can also have Storify notify them as well, which is very, very cool. I'm just going to skip that for the moment. So here is my my Storify story. I can just share this link with anyone. I can use the share button here to share it on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, share it on LinkedIn. I can email it to someone if I wish. So that's very cool. It's opening up my Gmail and it's putting a link in there straight away. Skip the publicize. Here's another very, very cool feature. I can actually embed this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab this embed code here, and I'm going to go to my Tumblr blog. So I go to Tumblr. I want to do this as a text post, so I'm going to paste the code in here. I'm going to say connected the film, very awesome, and I'm going to publish that. I'm going to create that post. So here it is now. It's published. If I go to my blog and open it so I can see it in Tumblr, here's my Storify. How cool is this? I've embedded that Storify, and it's got all of those pieces of content that I've found, and I've done that while you've been watching, just in a couple of minutes. So Storify is the tool. Remember, you can use this to grab pieces of content from all sorts of places and all sorts of platforms around the web, and use those various elements to tell a complete story. Also remember the principle that by curating content, you're filtering down that massive amount of information that people could be searching for or could be finding on the web, and you're bringing meaning and focus to all the information that they could be providing. I hope you found that helpful, and I hope that you will use curation as a tool to stand out in your niche and your industry. My name's Dean Power. Thanks for your time today, and I look forward to catching up with you soon.